Yo, 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 what's up, YouTube? It's Junkie, and I'm back with another collecting idea that I use. Maybe it'll help somebody out. The reason I'm making this video is because I just uploaded my Mylar bag video, and Bubs Comics asked me what tape I used. I know he's just being funny, but I figured, hey, you know what? I'm going to show people how I keep my supplies for comic book collecting, and if they like it, hey, steal the idea, use it, leave a comment, or even make a video on how you store your supplies, and good stuff like that. I love seeing videos like that. I love getting new ideas. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I use a plastic Tupperware container. It's got the little snap lid. It's real safe. It's not, it's not going to pop off easy or anything like that. So I keep my supplies in here. And here is the inside of my comic book collecting supply box. And basically, everything I need or everything I use to help me collect comics is all in this box. And I'm going to go through and show you what each thing does and what I use it for, and just to give you guys an idea of how I collect and how I keep my supplies. Of course, good old packing tape. I use a Scotch packing tape for when I ship out packages. I don't really sell books on eBay, but I've been thinking about selling some of my doubles and double sets to kind of make some money to put towards X-Men #1 or my Uncanny X-Men collection. I've been thinking about it. Still not sure whether I want to do it or not. I'm not a real big seller. I've only sold like 3 books on eBay, but I use this mainly for when I send out packages, A-OK packages or whatever. This is the packing tape I use, the Scotch packing tape. Up next is, let me go ahead and show this. This, of course, is painter's tape, and people use it for different reasons. I use it to mark the top of my comic book bags to signify signature, key, and A-OKs. Some people, like my boy Alex, the comic hoarder, he uses it to seal, to tape his Mylar bags down, which is awesome. And I've thought about doing that, but it's not real sticky. I mean, it's sticky, but it's not going to stick to paper. It's going to be easy to peel off, so you're not going to ruin your book if you got this stuck on it compared to like tape. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of collectors use it. So if it does get on your book, it's easy to peel off. It's not going to ruin your book. So, but I use it, like I said, for A-OKs, marking my A-OKs, marking signature books, and key books. So that's what I use that for. And of course, we got these little colorful dots that you can buy in a grocery store. You can get a shit ton of them really cheap. But what I use these for is I put these on the backboards of books that I've gotten from A-OKs. And, let's say, Alex has sent me some books in the past. So, on the backboard, I'll put Alex the comic hoarder and the date that he sent it to me. Just so I know, and, 20 years from now, or 10 years from now, or whatever, I'm like, oh, Alex comic hoarder, man, he sent me that book, or whoever, sent me something. So I mark my backboards with these. Also, I use these during convention time. And I'll put these on the front of the bags, and I'll put what artist that I want to sign that book. Because, when you go to a con and you get books signed, you've got a bag full of comics, and it's thumbing through and figuring out which book is going to be signed by which person. So what I'll do is, like, let's say Neil Adams is going to be there, and I have 4 books I want signed by Neil Adams. I'll give him all one color. So I'll give him all green, and I'll put Neil Adams. And this way I know when I go to the con, anything with the green label on it is going to be for Neil Adams. Or Clayton Crane, or whoever is going to be there at the con that I want to sign the books. And like I said, these are super cheap. I think this is like $3, and you get, 318 or 315 of them. So, yeah, that's what I use these for, to mark my A-OKs with who sent it to me, and to mark what books I want signed by a particular artist. Okay. Now for Bub's question. What tape do I use on the back of my comics? I use Scotch tape. It's the one that's got a little bit of a fuzz to it, or a haze to it. It's a real, what they call soft tape. And if it does stick to a comic, it's easier to peel off than regular Scotch tape. If you know what I mean, like the Scotch tape that's super clear, that's see-through. This tape here, it tends to be a little bit better on peeling off the comics, and also untaping the bags, the flap, when you get into your books to read them. This tape is a lot easier to seal and unseal than the other tape. And I get these at Target. I think it's like $3, $2.49 for a package of 4. So I always have a stock of this on hand, just because, you know, I always have at least six packages in my my box. Okay, up next are, of course, index cards. Here are the bigger size. I forget what size they are, but they go into the big sleeves there on the front of my boxes, as you see. And they're real easy. I would just put a piece of tape on the top for like a little pull. That you can pull this, and it pulls the card right out of the little sleeve. So that's what I do with these guys. Different size. There's a small index card inside of a big sleeve. See how awkward it looks? And here's a small sleeve with a small card. So I have both sides. I have the big size, and I have the smaller size. So that's what I use. Okay. Of course, everybody's got to have one of these in their collection. It's either, I call this a case cutter, or an X-Acto. People have X-Acto knives, or they just have a plain old knife to open packages. I have this. I've had this for years, and I use it to open my boxes and stuff when I get comics in. Over here are all my markers. These are the markers I take to cons to have artists sign books if they don't have a marker, or if I want a particular color on a book. I use these. These are the Sharpie paint pens. You got to shake them up. They got the little ball in them. You got to shake them up. But I take these with me to the cons just in case. I mean, some artists are real picky. They want to use their own pens. Some don't mind. It just depends. Like if you have a black cover and you want it signed in gold or silver, you know, and they don't have one, I have one for them to use. And of course, I have just a regular ballpoint pen and a regular just black marker to mark on the cards and stuff like that. And I use the marker when I do my want list on a backing board, and I'll show you that here in a minute. These are just regular Post-it notes. I used to put these on my boxes, but now I've gone to the little index card and the sleeve holders. So I use these to put notes on for like if Junkie after midnight, or if I want to go downstairs and be on the desktop and look for comics on the computer. I write down what books I want to look for and stuff. I write them on here, take notes, whatever. Don't really use those as much anymore. This here is my label maker. I got this from Target. I think I paid like $19.99 for it. But it makes labels. There we go. Get a better focus there. It's Dynamo, and it makes labels, and you can make them, you know, the lettering small, big, medium, thin, thick, whatever you want. It's awesome for like labeling your dividers. So yeah, you can use that. And I have this as an empty cartridge, but I always keep an empty one just so I know what size I need. And I just take a picture of it when I go to Target, and it lets me know what size, because it's got the size written down on the bottom, and you don't want to get the wrong size, you want to get the right one. So I keep this empty one, take a picture of it, and it's on my phone, and then when I go to Target and I need some more, I just pick them up. And then down here are batteries for my label maker. I don't keep the batteries inside. I learned from my mistakes as a kid. You remember how you used to keep your batteries in your old video game systems, handhelds, and the batteries would get rusted and it would ruin the game system. So now I keep the batteries separate out, and when I need to put them in, I just pop them in. This little black book here is my lifeline to all the YouTubers that I've received packages from, that I've sent packages to. I keep all their addresses in here. I'm not going to open it up, but there's a ton of addresses in here, so that way when I want to send somebody A-OK, I don't have to ask them. It's a surprise. I have their address written down, and but yeah, that's basically what I use this for, is to keep information on people that I want to send, you know, my friends and stuff that I send stuff to. So there's that. Last but not least are old backboards. These are backboards that I've gotten out of bags of comics that I bought like at the flea market, or, you know, comic conventions or whatever, and they're older, and I replace them with a new bag and board. I keep these backboards. They're great for writing your list, your want list, or notes for your YouTube videos, and that's what I use them for. So I keep a big stack in here. If you guys watch if you ever watch like my want list, or, you know, every year I do a top 10 want list or whatever, I'll write it on an empty backboard. So that's what those are for, just to have those on hand. I keep a big stack in there at all times just to have. There's probably 100 in here, maybe 150. But yeah, that's my little bug out comic book supply box. I hope this helps. I know it's a different kind of video than you guys are used to, but wow, my camera is in and out of focus here. But I hope it helps and it gives you guys ideas. I like to hear how you guys collect and how you guys do it. So if you guys want to make videos or, you know, just leave in the comment section how you guys do it. But anyways, hope this helped, bub. He asked what kind of tape I use, and I use Scotch tape, the magic tape. And hope this helps, guys. Anyways, it's the Junkie and Miss Haley, and we're out. Peace.